Oh my gosh, I don't know where to put this phone. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Okay, I've got more than one gadget on the go here. Does that work? I think that does. How are we all doing? Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Okay, so I wanted to talk a bit about the menopause and weight loss. They're two big things that are going on at the moment, and I know that we're all talking about menopause an awful lot more now. And the biggest thing that ladies get in touch with me for is weight loss, and also they are saying as they get older that everything gets harder, and especially when they're going through the menopause. So I wanted to talk a little bit tonight with you all about my thoughts and my views on menopause and weight loss. So, if you're there, please post comments, give me some emojis, let me know that you can hear me okay. And if you've got any questions, please post them. And if I can answer them, I will. Okay, so before we start, for those of you that don't really know me that well, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. So my name is Zara Groves. I am now 52 years old. I have my birthday on Saturday. I can't believe I'm 52 years old. I really think I'm 34 still. I have been working in the fitness industry full-time, the health and fitness industry, for almost 30 years now. It's been my full-time profession. And I've seen all sorts of fads come and go. I've seen so many things be regurgitated and changed. And I've worked with ladies for a long, long time. And obviously I'm older now, so, you know, I understand the way of the body. And my first introduction into the menopause was when something happened to me. So one day I was perfectly normal in my house, and then the next day I wasn't. I had this crazy anxiety come over me. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't go and teach my classes. I pulled a sickie in. I was freelancing in the leisure centres near me at the time. I pulled a sickie. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was crazy. But then I got really quite lucky. So the doctor that I went to see was a really, really good doctor. He completely understood all about the menopause. He knew all about it. He told me to go away, first of all, and take some beta blockers to see if the anxiety went away. And I took the beta blockers for a week and it went away. And then the minute I stopped the beta blockers, the anxiety came back again. And again, I couldn't leave the house. In the meantime, I'd done loads and loads of research. I'd asked so many people about the menopause, and it seemed that the only ladies that seemed to know anything about it were the ladies that were going through it or had been through it. The ladies that hadn't happened to yet didn't seem to know anything about it. And then again, I was really lucky. The doctor gave me HRT, and the one that he gave me suited me perfectly, and I just went back to normal. So after now doing a lot of studying and a lot of speaking to a lot of people, I realized that my thing, even though the anxiety was really crazy, scary, making me not want to leave the house, I only had a really, really short period of having crazy symptoms, and touch wood, to this day. That's all that's happened to me. That's all I know of, because the HRT now has sorted everything out for me. So I'm a big advocate for HRT. I think it's really, really good. All the stuff that I've done the research on, and I realized that it's not a medication. It's literally a replacement of hormones. Our hormones go crazy. We lose them. They just start to deplete, and it's different in every single lady. And we need to replace them. Not everybody needs to replace them, and not everybody suits HRT. But for the majority of us, personally, from what I've seen and read and experienced, I think they're really, really good. And one of this, I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of symptoms with the menopause, but one of the big ones that comes up again and again and again is the weight gain. And obviously, because we go through this crazy hormonal change, and then we go through a big metabolic change, And that then can cause some ladies for all the fat to now, the storage to become around our waist and our middle. And this is probably where you hear people say, middle-age spread and all that kind of stuff. Another thing I want to say is in January this year, I decided that I was going to lose weight. I'd gained, in the past 10 years, I'd gained 2 stone and I'd rocked up and down. And in January this year, I put myself on my own program and I actually lost 1.5 stone. So I do know that weight loss is possible at the age of, I was 51 then, menopausal, on HRT, everything. I do know that this is possible because it's happened to me. I've experienced it. So unless you have any other sort of medical conditions, it is possible that the hard bit is because we get that bit older, there is a bit of like, can't be bothered, or do something for a week and it's not working and kind of give up on it. But I've written down some stats on the obesity in the UK right now, and I'm just going to read them out to you because they're a little bit crazy, really. So in the UK, 28% of our population are now, from a BMI kind of study, are obese, and then another third are overweight. So that means 2/3 of the UK now have weight issues. And in the 1980s, there was 7% that were obese, and literally since the 1980s, we've quadrupled those numbers. So there is something going on out there, isn't it? This is not all down to this is not all down to menopause, by the way. So there is something to do with our lifestyles, and there is something that drastically needs to change. And also, the Brits are the 2nd fattest in Europe and the 5th fattest in the world. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? I never knew that before. So how do we change it all? Okay, so there's and I know you're probably going to think, oh, here we go again, healthy eating, move your body. But the reason why these get said again and again and again is because they're so true. So we've become a nation, especially because of lockdown and people working from home, we've become a very sedentary lifestyle. And I know I speak to people at the end of the day, they're tired, they're exhausted, but quite often they're tired and exhausted because of mental stuff, stress, all that stuff, not literally physical. So we definitely need to move our bodies more. That's one thing that we have to do, and we have to do it daily. It doesn't mean running a half marathon daily. It just needs moving your body more. Now, this could be walking to the shops, or it could be parking further away from the shop front and walking those extra steps. It could be, if you walk currently, walk a little bit further, or walk on a bit of an incline, or walk a bit faster. Moving your exercise doesn't have to be crazy exercise, because I know the word exercise sometimes can put the fear of God at people, but it needs movement. Our bodies need to move. They were designed to move. They weren't designed to do nothing at all. So that is my one biggest thing. And you need to find something that you enjoy. If you enjoy walking, do walking. If you enjoy crazy exercise, do crazy exercise. The other thing as well is, with more movement within your body, any sort of symptoms and stuff you're having with the menopause, they will get better. And I can promise you that there are days when me, who loves exercise, thinks, oh, I can't be bothered today. But there is such a true saying, you will never, ever regret the workout that you have just done. That is a fact. So we need to move more. The second thing we need to look at is our sugar intake. We eat far too much sugar, far too much sugar. I've written down, I have to write down facts because I never ever remember them. Hi Kyra, how are you? There is so much sugar that we eat. So I meet people and they go, I don't eat much sugar. I don't put sugar in my tea. I don't do this. Okay, brilliant. But there is sugar hidden in lots of food. So there's the obvious sugars that we know about, the putting the teaspoons in our teas and coffees. There's the cakes, the chocolate, they're the obvious sugars. There is so much sugars in ultra-processed foods, and they come under different names. So you don't always know that it's actually doesn't say sugar on the label sometimes. And then there's also the sugars that we eat in our carbs. So for example, if you have 2 slices of toast for your breakfast, that could be 4 to 5 teaspoons of sugar when it's been digested and converted. Now, you can't leave sugar into our symptoms. So our insulin, I'm saying this quite simply, so our insulin releases to clean up the sugar. Now, if you don't use that energy, it then gets stored as fat. So you have to cut back on sugars and move your body more. Does that make a bit of sense? Ultra-processed foods are the ones that when you read the label, you don't even understand half the ingredients. You most definitely couldn't make it in your house. So ultra-processed are those foods. And we really need to be avoiding them as much as possible. Now, I know that they can be convenient and all those kind of stuff, but if you get into the habit of making, I don't know, say your family loves spaghetti bolognese, on the day that you make the spaghetti bolognese for them, the bolognese bit, just make extra and then freeze it. And then on the days when you just want to rush and you'd probably put that processed meal into the microwave, that's the day you pull out your frozen food that you've made. So I know it sounds a bit like repetitive, but for us to lose weight, menopausal or not, is we need to go back to basics. We need to go back to how my grandparents, if you're my age, 52, and if you think of my grandparents' age, they ate 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, evening meal. That's it. There was no snacking. There was no doing drive-throughs for fast foods. There was no processed foods. And this is where we need to go back to. So we need to go back to making foods ourselves. It doesn't have to be expensive. You know, you can make good meals at quite a low cost. It might feel weird to do in the beginning because you're not used to doing it, but once you get into the habit of it, and I'm saying that from somebody that's not a very good cook at all. So back to basics: fruit, vegetable, meat if you eat it, fish if you eat it. If you don't eat any of those, your vegan tofu, your alternatives, it needs to go back to that kind of foods. And I promise you, you will lose weight if you change these habits. And the other thing is you need to really make sure of is that you're patient. You know, it doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen if you keep going. And then you'll always have the days where, I don't know, you wake up and have cake for breakfast, for example. Never mind, that's just that day. The next day you draw a line under the sand and you start again. And I promise you, if you do these small changes, eventually they'll compound into big changes within your body. The other thing you need to do is listen to your body when you're hungry. I am not a breakfast person, and for years, the fitness industry and the health industry told me I had to have breakfast. It was the best meal of the day. So I used to force it down me. Anyway, years ago, I found fasting. As soon as I found that and found that that was healthy for the body as well, I'm like, brilliant, I don't need to eat breakfast. So listen to your body. Some people wake up and they need to eat first thing. You eat first thing, but then you don't eat late at night. You have a cut-off point in the evening. You don't keep eating. Our bodies are not designed to be continuously digesting food. And if you're having breakfast, lunch, tea, supper, snacks in between all your meals, sitting on the couch at night having even more snacks again, your poor body is in this constant trying to digest all of this food that you're putting in. So the aim of the goal here is to be 80% of the time you're doing things for your body that is good. So you're eating healthy food, you're drinking plenty of water, you aren't snacking, you're moving your body. And then 20% of the time, that's when you kind of go, do you know what, I'm going to go and meet the girls for a cake, or I'm going to go and have that gin and tonic. And if you follow these things, I promise you, you will see massive changes, not only within your weight loss, but within the way that you feel. Everything about you will feel more energetic. Your sleep will be better. Your skin will be better. Your energy levels will be better. Your mind function will be better. Your concentration, everything will be better if you just work on what is going into your body. So I know that this can be quite a lot to take in, and if you are somebody that eats and snacks a lot, when you first do it. So my first tip for you would be get rid of snacking. Just stop it. You don't need it. You don't need it at all. It's just extra, extra, extra going in. And I'm still yet to find somebody that when they snack, all they snack on is, say, vegetables or, say, cucumbers. Most people I meet that snack on crisps and chocolate and cake and biscuits and crackers and cheese and all the things like that. So first step, stop snacking. The big one, the big stop snacking is stop sitting on the couch at night after you've eaten all your daily food and then going into the kitchen and making loads of snacks. If, like me, my big thing is cheese and crisps, I love them. So they're never in my house. I never have cheese in my house. I never have crisps in my house because I probably would go looking for them to snack on them. So whatever your thing is, don't buy it. If you don't buy it, it's not there. You can't do it. So that would be my first biggest thing. My second biggest thing would be then to put lots more vegetables into your meals and to be making them from scratch. And they can be simple. They can be really, really simple. My next biggest thing would be to drink water. And my major thing would be stop buying processed food. Stop buying it in. It's not good for anybody. It's all chemicals. If you can't read and understand the chemicals on that label, your body doesn't know what they are either. So those are my top tips for you within being menopausal. And I understand it's harder when you get older. Don't worry, I do understand it. But you can do it. You just have to make the decision that you're going to do it and you have to stick to it. And if you were like me when I was losing my 1.5 stone, the beginning was quite easy. The first 4 weeks was really, really easy. It didn't bother me at all. And then I hit a brick wall, and that brick wall, I was climbing the walls, thinking my life was boring, thinking this was rubbish. But I didn't give in. I fought through it. I kept going. I actually turned to a coach to help me through it, but I fought through it. And then it felt like one day I woke up and kind of went, oh, I'm all right now. So I can promise you that you will do it. You just have to stick to it, make small changes, be patient, be consistent. And then I can guarantee you, when you get to the position I got to when all of a sudden the weight had gone and all my clothes are fitting, I can guarantee you when you feel like that, you won't want to revert, you won't want to go back. Hang on, I can just see thank you. So I hope that I've explained that in as simple terms as I can. If you have any more questions for me, please comment, please send me messages. I'll do my best to help and to answer. And I'm gonna go live every Monday with something to do with the menopause and something to do with it. So menopause on Monday, I will be going live for you all, and hopefully I can help you all. And even if you just make these small changes, I promise you'll see a difference. Okay, so if there's no questions, I think I'm going to go now. I always get a bit nervous when I'm doing talks of when I need to remember information, because my brain goes blank and I'm like, oh my God, what was that thing again? What was that statistic? I can't remember. I'm rubbish, aren't I? Oh, hi, Nikki. How are you? I'm glad you enjoyed it. And yeah, I just want to help. I get so many ladies. This has all come off the back of, at the moment, I'm getting inundated because obviously people have seen my story, they've seen the transformation, and so I'm getting loads and loads of people asking for help, loads of ladies. And one of the biggest things that keeps coming up is I'm menopausal, I'm this, I'm that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? So I just thought, okay, let's address the menopause and the weight loss. And it really is, just think, going back to how our grandparents ate, and it will happen. And also think to yourself, you never gained weight overnight. You didn't suddenly wake up one morning and you'd gained 3 stone. So why do you expect to lose the 3 stone overnight? So just think, the difference between gaining and losing is when you gain, it's quite mindless, isn't it? You can sit on your bum, you can do nothing, and you can mindlessly munch. To lose it, you have to make changes, you have to put a bit more effort in. If you're suddenly doing exercise, you haven't done it for ages, it physically hurts. Because if you've been eating and snacking every night for a long time, your body's used to it, your tummy is used to it, it is waiting for those snacks. So when you suddenly kind of go, no, I'm not having them, it's like, where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Give them to me. So the good news is it doesn't take long to change the habit. You give yourself a goal of 1 week, 7 days of no snacking. Just do that. Do it in small bursts. Okay, I'm going to do 7 days with no snacking in the evening. And then you've done the 7 days and you go, okay, I'm going to do another 7 days of no snacking in the evening. And then another 7 days. And before you know it, you just don't snack in the evening. Have yourself a herbal tea. Have yourself I don't know. I basically have herbal teas. I don't know what else people have. I keep myself quite busy as well. That makes a difference as well. Keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself occupied, so you're not thinking, oh, I'm a bit bored. Anyways, I'm waffling on now, so I'm going to go before I just keep on waffling. But anyway, I hope that was good. I hope that helped you. And like I said, just please comment. Please send me some messages if you need any more help. And comment, ask me questions, and I will always come back to you with the answer. And if I haven't got the answer, if I don't know the answer, I'll go and research it, and then I'll come back to you with the answer. So I really, really hope I've helped. I really hope that you make some changes, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right then, everybody. I love you lots. Have a fabulous evening, and I will see you all again soon. Right, it's close.